Welcome back, my fellow pickleballers. It's Lloyd here from the Pickleball Store, and we're back with one of our favourite brands here in the world of pickleball. As you could probably guess, it's Selkirk. And today we're taking a look at the Selkirk Amped Pro in their Invicta shape. This is a very interesting paddle. In all honesty, I did not expect much from the brand new Amped Pro, particularly because it's about £70 or $70 cheaper than what you would find the Lux and the Power Air. It was also based on the 005, so one of their project line paddles. And the 005 was not the most renowned paddle. I remember hearing various different things in the paddle community around it not kind of living up to expectations, and people asking kind of why they're going down this route of a more affordable aerodynamically based paddle when they've just released their T700 raw carbon fiber paddle. A lot of different questions around it, but wow, this thing is beautiful. I mean, they've got some really nice different colors. Here we've got their purple. If you've been on this channel before, or if you've looked on our website, everything we do is purple. Hence why we've got the kind of signature edition purple, we're going to call it. So this is the Amped Pro Invicta, or Amped Pro Air Invicta in a purple colorway. So first thing you can tell, it's in their Invicta shape. So it's an elongated paddle face with a 5.35 inch handle. So great for players looking for more reach at the kitchen, alongside if you're transitioning from something like tennis or a racket sport, the Invicta style paddle will feel more relevant and relatable, purely because you've got a longer handle and you've got more reach. I also find them to be a bit more top heavy than something like an S2 or an Epic shape. Could just be me, but I also find that helps when I transition back to other racket sports, which is very rarely. So let's dive into some paddle specs on the Amped Pro Air Invicta. It comes in a weight range of around 8 ounces. Some you'll find around 7.7 ounces and above. Others you'll find above 8.2 ounces. So a real kind of mixed bag when it comes to weights. Most of them, and most of the ones we have in store, are around 8 ounces. So very nice in terms of weighting. Obviously they've been able to save because they've got the aerodynamics in it. They've got the throat flex here, and also the Aero Dura edgeless technology, which you will find on their Lux and also on their Power Air, which was incredibly popular. So why might this paddle be the best option for you, and why would you go for the Amped Pro Air as opposed to a Lux or Power Air? So I'm going to make this about me, so I have to apologize in advance, but for myself, I found the Power Air incredibly tough to use, particularly with outdoor balls like an X40 and Selkirk Pro S1, a Dura. I found it really difficult to control the ball, particularly in the kind of softer games. So when you get to the net and you're dinking, that for me was incredibly tough. I'd often find I'd put the ball too high, and also let's take it on the serves. With the Power Air, I would serve and the ball would probably hit the back of the fence or maybe even go over the fence. Something to do with my serve technique potentially, but the Power Air for me had too much power. And then you move to the Lux. The Lux being their kind of control-based paddle, 20 millimeters thick, the thickest paddle on the market at the present time, all around control. For a lot of players, they found it really nice, particularly when you're at the kitchen, really nice to dink over and get into that kind of slower game, control the pace of the game. However, a lot of players found it difficult when they had to try and put the ball away, whether that's through drives or when you're trying to do punch volleys at the net. So Selkirk come along and they create the Amped Pro Air. Based on their incredibly popular Amped line, this is a high-end performance version of it, based on their 005. And this was designed to plug the gap between the Power Air and also the Lux. And I can tell you it has done exactly that. Where my shot would go miles out the back with the Power Air and would barely reach the edge of the kitchen line with the Lux, I feel I can serve the ball time and time again in the place that I want it. This paddle has a really lovely balance of power and control when you need it. And thanks to the edgeless design and also the aerodynamic throat here, I feel you can swing it really quickly through the air. So it's got a low swing weight. In my eyes, it's got a lower swing weight than most of the paddles I've used, particularly more so than the T700 raw carbon fiber face paddles you find on the market. So let's talk about paddle specs. It comes in a length of 16.5 inches and a width of 7.5 inches. It's got a grip length of 5.25 inches and a grip circumference of about 4.25 inches. So if you've used any other kind of Selkirk paddle, this will feel very, very similar. However, the grip on this is so nice. It is one of the most comfy grips I've ever felt. I've played with the Lux and it kind of feels a bit stiffer. The Power Air, the same. This feels really cushiony. I don't know what they've done to it. It must be a new grip they've designed and added to the Amp Pro. But wow, this thing feels really, really comfy and very nice to hold in your hand. So if grip plays a big part in your decision making for a paddle, then actually this is a great one for you. But obviously don't let that just decide what paddle you're going to go with. Let all the other features decide what paddle you're going to pick. So for core thickness, it sits in the middle of the 13mm Power Air and the 20mm Lux. It comes in at 16mm in thickness, so typical for what you'll find with most control paddles on the market. This is no different. It feels lovely to play with. It has that control when you need it and also that put away power. And here's why. It features their new Fiber Flex Plus fiberglass face for consistency and power. This Fiber Flex Plus fiberglass face was designed in the labs for one of their projects and it's been extended to the Amp Pro, and it deals a nice balance of consistency and power across the entire paddle. It features their brand new and improved X5 Plus honeycomb for nice control across the entire paddle when you need it most. But it also expands the sweet spot on this paddle, making it around a 7 out of 10 on sweet spot size. So one of the things you may find with a lot of the Selkirk paddles are they use a grit style face as opposed to a raw T700 carbon fiber face that you can kind of clean with a raw carbon fiber cleaning block. Unfortunately, you can't with these. These have a spray grit that is essentially added to the paddle, so hence why it's a really nice color. They've added a very nice gritty texture, but just be aware they have improved the longevity of their grit on all of their paddle faces, particularly the Amp Pro. It has lasted a lot longer than the previous kind of Power Air, and that's thanks to their Pro Spin Plus technology. It's like a microfiber technology that they've added to the face. And for all of you aerodynamic lovers out there, this paddle is amazing. It swings very fast through the air, has a really nice resetability as well. And if you're a player that just hasn't been able to justify the £250 that a Power Air or a Lux Control Air may set you back, this comes in at £180 or $180 if you're in the US, which is an absolute bargain for such a great paddle from such a fantastic brand. If you want to find out more about the Selkirk Amp Pro Air in their Invicta shape, head over to our website, thepickleballstore.co.uk, to find out more. I've been Lloyd from the Pickleball Store. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, chuck them below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. This is the Amp Pro Air Invicta by Selkirk.